Jo Leute, da sind wir wieder zurück hier bei Sherlock Holmes. Ich bin Lani und wir müssen ja noch gerade herausfinden, was der komische Buchhändler da eigentlich, ja, was der auf sich hat, weil irgendwas passt da nicht. Wie war das mit Gedankenspiel? Ich habe mit der einen geredet gestern. Oh, das macht ja auch keinen Sinn. Jetzt muss ich weiter suchen, oder was? So, hier. Ich brauche jetzt einen Gegenstand. Einen Gegenstand muss ich noch suchen für irgendwas, warum man sich so komisch verhält. Macht keinen Sinn. Na egal, wir möchten herausfinden, warum das so komisch ist. Wahrscheinlich möchte er ein bisschen mehr mit der Frau zu tun haben und angeblich laut unserem geilen Sherlock sind wir... Hat jemand probiert, uns zu vergiften?
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Weil da drin ist eigentlich jetzt nichts mehr, was ich gesehen habe. Glaube ich halt. Müsste eben schon stark verschaut haben. Stopp. Achso, mit denen kann ich nicht quatschen.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Vor der Nase sind, ja wo? Da ist nix. Den Hund.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
Ja, aber vielleicht jetzt eben, weil sie jetzt auch einen Hund hat. Vielleicht. Oder auch nicht. Also, wir werden jetzt... Ja, wo soll ich denn bitte wieder die Links? Die Gegenstände jetzt finden? Weil es gibt ja eigentlich nichts mehr. Noch ein Beweis. Was für ein Beweis?
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
Muss ich alle
I don't
durchreden?
know anything about this, sorry.
Das kann
Are
ich
you sure
echt.
you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Ja, und dann verkaufen Rosen passt ja wohl.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless. Though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. I should have worn something warmer.
Machst das jetzt wirklich? War wirklich schon. Check ihn mal ab. Das hätte ich aber davor auch schon sagen können, dass der verliebt ist in sie. Meine Fresse. Und jetzt?
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Okay, dann gehen wir jetzt zu Mr. Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
I have neither the experience nor the interest in navigating the finer sex and their peculiarities. Do what you will.
Oh, right. Yes, of course.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Alter Schwede, wir haben jetzt eigentlich alles durchsucht und dabei war die Zeitung vor uns. Naja. Was soll ich dazu sagen? So, Salpeter Explosion erschüttert die Docks. Vergangene Nacht wurden die Anwohner des Londoner Hafens durch laute Knallgeräusche und dichten roten Rauch unsanft aus dem Schlaf gerissen. Das Handelsschiff, oh mein Gott, Moskwa hatte am frühen Abend auf seiner Fahrt zum europäischen Festland für einen Zwischenstopp am Pier Nummer 3 eingelegt, als es an Bord plötzlich zu mehreren Detonationen kam. Die Hafenbehörde äußerte sich bisher nicht zu dem Vorfall und es ist nicht bekannt, ob sich zu dem Zeitpunkt Besatzungsmitglieder an Bord befanden. Augenzeugenberichten zufolge gelangte Salpeter in den Fluss, oder heißt das Salpeter, keine Ahnung. Doch da der Ort des Geschehens nach wie vor weiträumig abgesperrt ist, lassen sich die Angaben noch nicht unabhängig überprüfen.
Now, Dr. Watson, let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Super. Zurück. Müsste mal jetzt.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Nee, dann gehen wir halt. Ich habe jetzt eigentlich gewusst, warum wir unbedingt nochmal da drin starten müssen eigentlich. Es geht ziemlich schnell mit dem Laden, muss ich
that was
sagen.
an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Ja, dann let's go. Captain Dingsbums Herrenhaus. Jetzt hier rechts
Not much
dort.
further now.
Ja, dachte ich doch.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Netter
Sergeant
Typ.
Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Weitere
Have there
Vermisstenfälle.
been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Warum ermitteln sie nicht?
Why
Sie
has the
Vollhansch.
police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Ja, dann fangen wir an. Bitte beschreiben Sie
Tell me
Kimia.
about Kimahia.
Kimmy hier.
Foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
Mhm. Das ist sinnvoll, wenn er kein Englisch reden will.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Wo ist Kimmy?
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Warum könnte er weggelaufen
Is
sein?
there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
Und ist er schon einmal
I
verschwunden?
take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Ermittlungsort gefunden, das heißt, es geht los. Ja, Freunde, wir machen jetzt mal trotzdem einen Cut, bevor es wieder so lang sorry, wird wie voriges Mal. Deswegen beenden wir die Folge und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Danke fürs Zusehen.